Hey guys, this is Mistress Nightmare here, and today we'll be reading chapter 7 and 8 of The Mask and the Hoodie. Before we get started, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Until then, let's get started. At the door, there was 2 policemen. I looked at them and asked, "Is something that I can help you with, gentlemen?" I asked them. They nodded. We heard that there was 2 gunshots close to here. Do you have any information about that? Or about the 2 men named Fred and Jason? I acted like I didn't know them. I do. They're my stepbrother and father. They nodded. Well, I'm sorry. But where the police from the guns they were shot, they were killed. I looked at them in shock and began to fake cry. Is it okay for us to come inside so we can ask you some questions? One of them asked. I nodded and let them in. Time skip. After a few hours of questioning and telling the police about my past with them, they left. What I told them was my father and stepbrother came here because they heard that my stepmother got killed the other day, and they wanted me to go with them, and I told them no. Then they got a call from an unknown number and telling them to go to the park. After that, the call ended. The call deleted from the call history, and I know this because my dad said that was weird, but they went away anyway. And then I heard the gunshots from the park. Then they asked why the car was still in the driveway, because the park was only walking distance from here, so they left it here. The police nodded and left, leaving me alone, saying that I didn't have to go anywhere or anything after this. When they left, I walked upstairs to go to Masky's room. Seeing that he was changing out of his t-shirt, showing his chest like Hoodie's, but there was more scars on him. I turned away. I wanted to let you know that my dad and stepbrother were here when I was gone. Masky pulled down his shirt and grabbed a new one because they said that they wanted to talk to you, or me, that they wanted to be part of my family. I sighed. Masky, you know by now I hate my family. He turned towards me and with the new shirt on. I looked at him and he looked at me confused. I know you hate your stepmother, but not the rest of your family. Look, I'll take a note of the next time if any other family members show up. So Hoodie is going to be out for a while, so don't go to his room. I nodded and going to my room for some new PJs on before bed. Heading to the bathroom, I was going to take a shower. Tell Hoodie when he gets back, if he's here after. I left the shower, telling him to stay out of my room or he's going to get what's coming to him. Masky nodded, not paying attention to what I just said. Chapter 8. Masky's point of view. I was in the living room in front of the door and opened up. Hoodie walked in. Hey, where's Darcy? I shrugged. Maybe in her room. I'll go check. I started walking up the stairs. I'll come with you, Hoodie said, following close behind me. When we first got to the door, we opened it, but froze at what we saw in front of us. Standing there in the middle of the room was Darcy, wet and drying her hair with a towel. But that wasn't what made us freeze. In fact, that Darcy was standing in the middle of her room wearing nothing, nothing, not even a towel. Hoodie and I blushed red, and liquid started coming from our noses. It was blood. Lots of it. Darcy covered herself with a towel and started throwing books at us and hitting the both of us and yelling, "Get out of my room! I told you that I was taking a shower, and stay out!" We quickly ran and closed the door, panting. We looked at each other and cleaned the blood and rushed to our own rooms, because we have our own problems to deal with. Darcy's point of view. I was sitting in my room getting dressed. On my bed, my knees were on my chest. They saw me. Nothing. That was so embarrassing, I thought to myself as I hid my face with my knees. When the door knocked, I looked up to see it. At the time it was 8:30. "Who is it?" I asked and looked at the door. It's me, Hoodie." I blushed before taking a deep breath in and letting it out. "Come in, you peeping Tom." He walked in, closing the door behind him. Sitting down at the end of my bed, I turned away. It was now 8:42. All we did there was sit in an awkward silence. "Look, Darcy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to walk in on you like that. I didn't know. I promise. I wouldn't do anything like that to you." I looked up at him and sighed. "I forgive you. But next time that happens, I'm not going to talk to you for 2 whole days. Got that?" Hoodie nodded. We both went downstairs in an awkward silence again. "Can I say one more thing before going to bed?" I nodded and looked at him. "Brian." I looked at him, confused. "What?" "Brian. That's my real name. You can call me that in school. And when someone comes over, you know." "What about Masky?" He looked towards the door. Hoodie, or should I say Brian, sighed. "Maybe he would like to tell you himself." Just like Masky walked in looking nervous when Brian left. I looked at him. "I think you guys should have a little talk. I'm heading to bed." He nodded and closed the door. We then sat in an awkward silence. "Before you say anything, I am sorry. And I know you said that you were taking a shower, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I'm sorry about that," Masky said. I looked up at him and smiled. "Okay, just next time I talk, you pay attention, or else I will cut your eyes out. Got me?" Masky nodded, scared. He knew that I would do it based on how I killed 3 people at this point. So my name, it's Timothy, but you can call me Tim." I nodded. "Okay, well, that's good to know." Tim nodded. "Well, I'll leave you alone. See you in the morning, I guess." I nodded. Then he left. I fell on my bed. What am I going to do with them? I thought before falling asleep.